Hello and welcome back to my First Class University channel. This video is all about helping you to concentrate better when you're studying. I know concentration for a lot of students is quite a hard thing to do, to concentrate for long periods of time, especially when you're trying to prepare your assignments or prepare for your exams and doing your revision. So here's 10 tips to help you concentrate better. Firstly, I think it's important to understand that different things can affect our concentration. So for example, our age can affect. When we're younger, maybe, when we're very young, like children, we find it very hard to concentrate at times. We're easily distracted. But as we get into our sort of 20s and 30s, our levels of concentration increase. But then as we get older, perhaps different factors in our physiology and our health affects our concentration. So things like anxiety and mental ill health, things like ADHD, getting stressed, all these sort of things can also affect how easy it is for us to concentrate. Another big factor that impacts on our ability to concentrate is the amount of sleep we've had. If we are feeling tired, we haven't had enough sleep, then it will be harder for you to concentrate. Also, as you can imagine, if you've had an injury to your head or your brain, then that could also have a negative impact on how you can concentrate on things. So if you suffer from any of those issues, then you need to just be mindful of that, beware of those issues. Things you can do something about is perhaps get more sleep, but of course we can't change our age. And if we've had an injury to our heads, then that's kind of bad luck, isn't it? So it's really important to just recognize these things could have an impact on your ability to concentrate. So here are 10 points to think about to help you concentrate. So the first thing we can do is to train our brains to concentrate better. Like any part of our body needs to practice to get better at doing things. And that's exactly the same for our brains when we're asking it to concentrate. We can do puzzles like Sudoku and crosswords, and in fact any other puzzle you can think of, typically found in newspapers, or you can find loads online to help you with that. By doing those, perhaps you do a Sudoku or you complete a crossword puzzle perhaps once a day, that'll get your brain into the habit of concentrating on something. It's very easy for us to get distracted, isn't it, by our mobile phone notifications or other people nearby or other things, noise in the environment. But by training our brain, by doing these sort of puzzles, it can really help us practice to concentrate and get used to how that feels. As I mentioned before, sleep and not enough sleep has a big impact on our abilities to concentrate. So the second point is to try and improve your sleeping. Typically, for an average person, we need about 7 or 8 hours of sleep in every 24-hour period. So for some of us, that can be difficult, especially if we're working shifts, which means we're working through the night and our natural biorhythms are disturbed. Perhaps we have young kids at home that disturb our sleep. Perhaps we've got ill health ourselves that make it difficult to sleep. But you can do some things to help you get more sleep. Firstly, go to bed and try and get up at regular times. By keeping that rhythm, your body gets used to falling asleep and waking up at regular times. And make sure that you set aside 7 or 8 hours per 24-hour day period to help you do that. Other things you can do, practical things you can do, is turn off all the screens that you have or you might have in your bedroom where you're trying to get to sleep. So don't take your mobile phone, don't take your tablet, turn off any TVs, don't have any of those devices on when it's that 7 to 8 hour period that you are trying to sleep. Mobile phones and tablets and computers are especially troubling and are very good devices at keeping our brains alert and awake, because they emit a certain type of light that keeps our brains active. Also, try and have a winding down period before you go to bed. Perhaps half an hour or an hour before bedtime, you can have a calming, quietening period of time, perhaps reading, watching a bit of light TV or something like that, to kind of calm yourself down and get yourself prepared for bedtime. Make sure your bedroom is cool, not too hot, because a hot temperature in your bedroom is quite stifling and it can be uncomfortable and keep you awake. So a slightly cooler room is generally better for your sleep than a hotter room. But of course, if you're sick or you've got young people or elderly people in that room as well, then make sure you have an appropriate temperature. But in general terms, a cooler temperature, if you're a healthy adult, helps you sleep better. The third thing you can do is keep up an exercise regime. So exercise about 20 minutes for about 5 days out of 7 to make sure that your heartbeat and your body is in the peak physical fitness that it can be. And by having that exercise will kind of tire you out a little bit and also make you feel more refreshed and healthy. And so by keeping up that exercise routine, it helps your sleep patterns. It helps your body have the urge to recuperate through restful sleep. I find also the fourth point is spending time in a natural environment, whether that's in a park, in a forest, on the coast, even in your garden or small area of like a kid's playground or something like that that has some nature in it. If you can find that sort of place and you can spend some time there, if you're feeling you can't concentrate very well on your studies, I think that might help to just sit or spend time in that natural environment. It kind of calms you down, relieves your nerves a little bit, and helps you to concentrate later better. Some people find that meditation helps, or things like doing yoga, because that's a very calming thing to do. It's a regime that you need to concentrate on, and a bit like doing Sudoku or crossword puzzles, it gets your brain and body used to concentrating on one thing and one thing only for that amount of time. Also, it's important to take a break in your studies. When you're trying to concentrate on something, perhaps you're doing exam revision or preparing an essay or a report or something, if you spend the whole day doing that, it's very easy to lose your periods of concentration and to get distracted. So try and mix up your day a little bit. Take breaks every hour. Take about a 10-minute break, go and get a drink, walk out of your study room, move away from your work, look out the window or something, read a book, whatever it is, have a break from that and mix up your day a bit. And that should help your concentration as well. The seventh thing you could try is to listen to some music that you like. That just changes the way your brain is working. Instead of reading and watching, you're listening and enjoying that music. That can also help you concentrate. Varying your diet is the eighth thing I would try, especially eating, unless you're allergic to it of course, eating oily fish or eggs, blueberries, spinach. They all have minerals and are good for helping you with your concentration. It's important too, the ninth point is to stay hydrated, because if you're not drinking enough water, your brain starts to dry out, and that will affect your ability to concentrate. 10th point is to try a concentration workout. Like if you want to get to become a better runner, you need to practice running. Well, to become better at concentrating, you need to practice concentrating. So like I say, you could do Sudoku, crosswords and other puzzles. But you can try much more simple things. So for example, try for 3 minutes to not blink. That will be very, very difficult to do, but it's training your brain just to concentrate on your eyes and in fact your eyelids, and to try and stop blinking for those 3 minutes, just to maintain that focus and that concentration on that one task, and try and block out all the other distractions around you. After all, 3 minutes isn't long. You can just sit there calmly and think about, don't blink for 3 minutes, and see what happens. And these sort of concentration workouts can help you focus, and then when you come back to do your studying, concentrating on your revision or preparing for your essays, etc., then you should find it a lot easier. So hopefully those 10 points give you some ideas on how to concentrate better in your studies. If you've liked it, please subscribe to this channel. Give me a thumbs up in the comments below. That'd be very helpful for me. Thank you very much. And check out my other videos on this channel, all aimed to help you become a first-class university student. Thanks very much. Bye.